Okay, kind of strange, not quite unboxing. Those of you, if you watch, may have remembered I was putting Exos's RAM upgrade in here, and I didn't actually technically screw it up, but I lifted a trace underneath. It worked, and then it didn't work, and I was a bit upset with myself. Then I was telling my friend, oh, I might as well buy another plinth. So I did. I got this one from Dave19980 Vintage Computer Sales, and by the looks of the writing, I bought stuff from him before in another guise because it's the same writing. Great supplier of Atari gear. So this one's slightly different. This one is a 70789 board. This one's a slightly more modern board with RAM chips on SMD. So why did I buy it? Well, one, because I kind of screwed it up, and the first problem was that I realised I wouldn't be able to put Exos RAM on here. But as it goes, like I said, I worked it underneath. There was a trace that had lifted and was touching one of the other pins, so I just moved it and then, bodged it back. So now I'm trying to work on this video shifter, and the instructions for the STFM are not brilliant. I mean, basically you pull out this shifter chip very carefully. Notice the one is that way. Pull it out. It can only go in that way. You will have to take this lid and possibly the whole box off. Then you make up a ribbon cable, which I did. I used my own connectors. I think I've done it right. It's the same way to the same way. That passes through, and oftentimes people put it through the shielding where the printer cable is. And then it goes into another box, which, oh, it's here. And so it goes into this daughter board with the controls on the top into a little supplied 3D case. It's not the best case, if I'm honest, but it's there. And then I got a Pi 2W. When I read through the instructions, they talk about needing the Pi 1W because the I/O pins are faster, even though the CPU is slower. So I'll have to see if that works. And then you put a very small, in this case it's a 32 gig rather, but you only need about 1 gig. And I got one of these industrial cards because they were about £8, and they can take loads of writes. So I don't think it's going to need it, but why not? And then you slip that in there, put the cable in there. Now there are a couple of extra little pins in a header which they talk about soldering on, but I have no idea where they're supposed to go. I should show you in here. Anyway, it doesn't matter, I'll work that out. So theoretically, if this shifter goes in and makes a good connection, then the power is supplied to this beastie, and then you'll take the firmware to boot up, and you'll take the micro or mini HDMI out into your HDMI. You power it, and you don't use that. Actually, I don't even know if you need to power it, because I think you can power it off the ST, but I'll find out. I don't think you should do both. So that's the theory. And then the only problem is there's 3 wires here to horizontal, vertical, and blank. Now normally I take horizontal, vertical sync through the cable out the back of the it's not VGA, but the 13 pin out. As it turns out, one of the syncs is on this board is by one of these caps. I think it's the cap closest to it, the back end there. Another one is on pin 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 there. I'm stuck with the blank, but it turns out you can also get it from the glue chip, and this is the glue chip here. I don't know if this is where the blitter chip would have gone, I'm not certain, but this is the glue chip. So you see it's 27 to 43 on the back. You can count backwards. It's one of these staggered pins, and you can find the signals, and when I click one of them, beep, this beeps, another one, beep, that beeps. I haven't worked out where the blank is going yet. So what I thought I'd do is kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I got this new one, and the nice thing is Dave has left most of the screws in, and I recently bought a couple of these sort of stupid screws, the machine screws and the self-tapping screws. I don't know if they're any good. I think they're typical from where crap screws, and you shouldn't let 3-year-olds play with the small parts. So at least I can make a note of what these screws are here, and then you have smaller screws at the front for the case. The disk drive screws, I'm sure, are 25mm machine, and I've got them there, 20 of those. And so hopefully I can make a better decision about what sort of screws I need, because this one is pseudo plugged in together. It says an STFM, but it's actually an STE. So this is pseudo plugged together, but it needs more screws. I've got the screws for this in my wonderful parts bin over there, but they're all just dangling around, so I don't know which ones go where. And this is my first chance to register it. So if anyone knows about the vertical blank and where to get it onto an STFM, that would be greatly appreciated. On an STE, apparently, I think it's these resistors here, there are some diagrams on the web, and please look at the diagrams. Don't ask the people that have published them the questions, because they've gone to the trouble of documenting it, and don't be lazy, yeah? So it looks like there are, I think it's 13 pins there or something like that, and then there's a capacitor with a 5 volt across it. So you take the 5 volt one side, 0 volt the other. One of these will be, it's kind of like red, 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 green, 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 blue, 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 but they're in a weird order, like it's blue 1, blue 2, blue 3, blue 0, that sort of thing. And I don't actually see them taking the horizontal sinking, but maybe that's the whole point, is that they split that cable and they take that out, and you still have to get the sinks from back there and wherever. So that's what I want to do today, is to try and trace out where this goes and see, or on this board rather, and then see if it's the same on this board, which I hope it is. Thank you for watching, and bye bye. Oh yeah, if you know where the V-blank system is on a 70, 70, 89, feel free to comment. Yeah, other people will also help you, like if you're doing that kind of mod. Thank you. Bye bye.